Have you ever wondered why two teams play for the Community Shield before the new Premier League season has even started? Who actually gets to play in it? Why these two teams? And what happens if one team wins both the Premier League and the FA Cup? Let's break down the Community Shield from the beginning. The FA Community Shield is a single football match played at the beginning of the new English football season. But here's the interesting part. The teams are decided by what happened in the previous season. The Premier League champion faces the winner of the FA Cup. So, to understand the Community Shield, we first need to go back to the previous season. First, let's look at the Premier League. A Premier League season consists of 38 matches for each team. Teams earn points throughout the season, 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, and 0 for a loss. When all 38 matches are finished, the team at the top of the table becomes the Premier League champion. So the first team we need for the Community Shield is simply the Premier League champion. Now let's talk about the FA Cup. The FA Cup is a huge knockout competition in English football. And unlike the Premier League, it isn't just for Premier League clubs. Hundreds of clubs from different levels of English football can take part. The exact number of clubs can change from season to season. For example, in the 2026-27 season, 743 clubs were accepted into the FA Cup. But not every club starts at the same stage. 92 clubs get direct entry into the main competition because they play in the higher levels of the English football pyramid, so they don't have to go through the qualifying rounds. The remaining 651 clubs start in the qualifying competition. They play through 6 qualifying rounds, and the rule is simple. Win, you move on. Lose, you're out. After all the qualifying rounds, only 32 clubs make it through to the main competition. Those 32 clubs then join the 92 clubs that entered directly. So for the 2026-27 season, that gives us 124 clubs in the main FA Cup competition. But remember, 124 isn't a permanent number. The number of participating clubs and the competition structure can change from season to season. Then the main competition begins. Teams go through the rounds: first round, second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finally, the FA Cup final. At every stage, teams are fighting to survive and reach the next round. Eventually, only 2 teams remain. They meet in the final, win the final, and you become the FA Cup champion. And that's the basic idea of the FA Cup. Enter the competition, survive the knockout rounds, reach the final, and win the trophy. So, once the previous season is completely finished, we know our 2 teams. One is the Premier League champion, the other is the FA Cup winner. And these 2 teams are brought together for one special match, the FA Community Shield. But wait, what happens if the same team wins both trophies? Imagine one club finishes first in the Premier League and then also wins the FA Cup. They can't play against themselves. So the second-place Premier League team takes the other place in the Community Shield. The Community Shield traditionally acts as the curtain raiser for the new English football season. That means it is played right before the new Premier League campaign gets underway. And that's why you can see a major football match taking place, even though the new league season hasn't started yet. The Community Shield is not a 2-leg tie. There is no first leg and second leg. It's one match, one stadium, one trophy, and one winner. The match lasts 90 minutes, just like a normal football match. There are 2 45-minute halves with a 15-minute halftime interval. Now this is where the Community Shield gets interesting. What happens if both teams are level after 90 minutes? There is no extra time. Instead, the match goes directly to a penalty shootout. So there's no additional 30 minutes. Straight to penalties to decide the winner. And we've actually seen this happen. In 2024, Manchester City and Manchester United finished 1-1 after normal time, and City won the Community Shield on penalties. So if you ever see the Community Shield finish level after 90 minutes, don't expect extra time. Get ready for penalties. Now let's look at the 2026 example. The 2026 Community Shield featured Arsenal and Manchester City. Arsenal entered the match as the Premier League champions. Manchester City entered as the FA Cup winners. And this time, there was no need for penalties. Arsenal won the match 3-0 and lifted the Community Shield. So the result was decided in normal time. But there's one more interesting question. Why do we even have the Community Shield? It traditionally marks the beginning of a new English football season and brings together two teams who achieved something special in the previous campaign. It also supports community initiatives and charitable causes. That's one of the reasons it's called the Community Shield. So let's make the whole thing simple. The previous season finishes. The Premier League champion is decided. The FA Cup winner is decided. Those two teams meet in the Community Shield. If one team wins both trophies, the second-place Premier League team takes the other spot. Then they play one match, 90 minutes, no extra time, and if the score is level, straight to penalties. So now you know exactly how the Community Shield works, from the previous season all the way to the final whistle. If you enjoy football, explained simply, subscribe to The Stick Coach, and I'll see you in the next one.